Hey everyone, Anthony Bedgood Real Estate. Usually when I do a video, it's giving advice to home sellers, home buyers. But today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk to the real estate agents out there. Now, I'm not talking about the real estate agents who have been in the industry for, decades and have their own systems and are doing work every single day. I'm talking to a new crop of real estate agents, or maybe some of those real estate agents that kind of do it as a side hustle and are wondering why they can't establish a good foothold in the market. So there's a couple of things that, just full disclosure, I am a full-time real estate agent. I didn't start that way, but even when I was doing something on the side, real estate was my number one focus and priority. And to all of the previous managers that are following me right now, I'm so sorry that I called in sick sometimes to do real estate deals. So even being within the first 3 or 4 years into my career, I have found success. And I don't say that in being egotistical or anything like that, but I'm also a seasoned sales professional. I've been in sales in some form or another for about the better part of 20 years, probably even more. Yeah, it's more than 20 years now. Jeez, it's a long time. But I still had some of those stresses and anxieties that people come into the real estate industry with. And I want to kind of talk about a few of the tips that has gotten me to on a faster trajectory towards being successful in real estate that I think could help newer real estate agents who have been in for a while but still can't really put their finger on the pulse of what's going on in our market. Tip number one I have is don't treat real estate like it's a hobby. Now, if there's anybody out there who's doing this as a hobby, you guys have some other means of income, this is not the video for you to watch. This is for people who want to do this full time and want to dedicate their time to it. But don't treat it like it's a hobby. Treat it like it's a job, because it is. It's definitely a job and there's a lot of work involved. If you're coming in and you're thinking, oh, I get to set my own hours and I can take vacations whenever I want, you're not thinking of it as a job, you're thinking of it as a hobby. I'm going to tie this tip into this first one, but it's don't be afraid to talk to the people who have done it best in your market for a long period of time. Talk to those people. Get to know those real estate agents who are like the top 1%, because they'll have some great insight for you. And allow me to share one of those little things. A good friend of mine who is one of the top producing agents out here in Santa Clarita, we sat down and talked, and I think one of the first things that I asked him was, if you're going to say one thing that made you successful over the span of your business, what would that be? And he looked at me honestly and he said, go to work. He's like, go to the office. As much as you think that you're going to work from home or do anything else, or you're going to make time for that later, he goes into the office every single day. That's how much he puts into his business. He's minding it, he's caring for it, and he's cultivating it. And he takes a lot of pride in that. So that really stuck with me. And that's how we make real estate not a hobby, but a career. Is that we nurture it, we take care of it, we go into the office every day, we make our calls to our contacts. All of that stuff is so important, but it's the first thing people throw out the window because it's difficult. Another tip, relationships are everything. Forming relationships, whether that's on a business level, or forming relationships with clients, forming relationships with your community, those are all things that really feed into your business. Like I said before, when you talk to other real estate agents who have been doing it longer, who have been doing it better when you first come in, you don't want to make enemies of these people. We're all actually a team. You might have to work with some of these individuals while doing a deal. It's a whole lot easier if you're on a first name basis, if you're on a friendly basis with these people, because they're here to help. The only time you're ever competing is maybe if you go, you're on a listing appointment and he's right behind you going in right after you. But other than that, we're all family. We've all paid our dues. We're in the thick of it every day. We're all taking it on the chin from whoever. But knowing these people and forming relationships is only going to help your business. Forming relationships with the people around that help our industry as well is great. And it also shows that you're involved in the community and the local businesses. That you show that to your clients, is that you're well invested in this community and this market is going to help your relationships with your clients as well. But also seeing them at community events, seeing them at the park, seeing them at the store, all of those things shows that, again, you're invested in their community and invested in their market, and that will, knock down some of those barriers, and maybe they will invite you in their home and start asking you questions about real estate. Again, this is another tip that kind of feeds into what we were talking about before, but endless hustle. And I'm not talking about hustle as in being a hustler or holding some sort of a game with people, but I mean just the energy and intensity that you have in your own business should be something that, is easy to see. You should be working as hard on your business as you can. Much to my wife's chagrin, I have to do things on holidays. I've got to do things over the weekend, and it's about finding that balance. Of course, you want to have some time to spend with your family, and your family will understand. But you really have to cultivate your business and make it a priority to you. If it's kind of in the background or it's a side thing, you're never going to get it off the ground as quickly as you want to. This next tip is embrace technology. All right, so as the real estate industry and the internet have become interwoven, don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid of all the ingenious things that are coming out, and they're everywhere, and it's hard to decipher what's good and what's bad, and it's what works for you. But don't be afraid of technology. That is what's going to separate you from any other real estate agent out there, is your knowledge of technology and how you can make this whole process easier for your clients. One last thing, know your market. I mean, that people say that all the time, and it's going to be one of the things that you wrestle with as a professional in this industry is people asking you, what's the market like? Asking you questions about your market. Now, those are weird questions, because what are they basing that on? What are they talking about? What can they afford? Have they, talked to a lender? Blah, 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 blah. But being well-versed in your market is the number one thing that separates the fly-by-night real estate agent from the active local realtor. Now, do you know how many homes in your market are up for sale today? Can you break that down in township and area? Do you know the average cost in a certain area for 3-bedroom homes? Stuff like that. Now, it's your job to do this research and find out all the ins and outs of your market. Now, I mean, do you have to know them right off the bat? There's certain things that you should. It'll make you come off as the professional that you are. So knowing your market and actually taking the time to do the research every single day on the markets, what's changing, how are prices coming down or going up, is going to be huge. And the fact that you can actually articulate that at a moment's notice is going to separate you from a lot of other people in our industry. So usually in my closing, I give you all the ways to get a hold of me if you're going to be a real estate customer, or if you need any real estate advice. But I'm going to open it up to other real estate agents as well. If you ever want to talk about how I see the industry, or just kind of pick my brain a little bit. Also, if you're interested in buying or selling real estate, please get a hold of me. The way you can do that is 661-523-2564, or you can reach me anyway through my website, www.bedgoodre.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere for everyone. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.